Okay, well, you're a little bit snarky. You know, you could help. You could help. We could have walked the steel over here much, much faster than these trains. Good morning, everyone. Dave from the wee hours here, back with some more Railroad Corporation as we desperately try to get hot steel to Cincinnati. You'd think it would be easier than this, but it's not. We have at least all of our main ingredients in place. So we are grabbing ore from Winchester, taking it to Barnstable Town. We are grabbing coal from New Orleans and taking it to Barnstable Town. Well, there will process both of those into steel at this very nifty steel mill that they've got there that we can zoom right in on. It even has a ladder on the chimney so the chimney sweep can get in there easily. That's very convenient of them. The next thing we have to do is how to figure out how to get all of this over to Cincinnati, which is way over here. And I had a couple of thoughts about this, because if we take it directly from Barnstable Town, we're going to have to cross, well, I guess just one river. That's not too bad, but these bridges are very expensive. The other thought I have, I don't think there's any way we can do it without crossing at least one river. No, there isn't. But if I spun a track from New Orleans into the track going to Louisville, then we could just spin from Louisville. That'll save me building at least a small section of track, the one that's going, from New Orleans to Louisville. So just for argument's sake, if I took a railroad, just linked it right into here, there we go. That's a mere $3,000, and that will save me building the rest of the track that's going from this point over to Louisville. So something to think about there. And the other thing I wanted to do is get more of these repair stations underway, because I noticed when I fired it up, the T3 was already broken down, even though that's a relatively new train. So, over in the station in Barnstable Town, we have a repair shop. Okay, so we don't need to put one over there, but the other two stops this thing is making, and I'm thinking most about New Orleans, because a lot of things are going to be going back and forth through New Orleans. Yeah, we do not have a repair shop here. What if how are we doing on money? 46,000. That's not no money. Let's upgrade this for 3,000, and then can I now put in a new facility? I could put in a repair shop for 3,000. Great. Do that. Fantastic. Okay, so now the train, the T3 that's going to be going back and forth through New Orleans, I feel quite frequently, will be able to be repaired there as well as Barnstable Town. Do I think I want to put one in Winchester? I mean, it's not going to hurt. Certainly. It's only going to help. But it's going to get repaired twice along the way before it gets there. I'm going to leave it as is. We'll kind of play that one by ear. I'm going to leave that as is and just see what happens with that. But I am going to lay down that new track. Let's just see if I can get that as cheap as possible. Yeah, under 3,000. Just under 3,000, but under 3,000. I'm just going to plunk that down, confirm that it can just sit there for a second. Now, I don't need to build all of the track that goes from here to here. I can just take the track from Louisville over to Cincinnati, and hopefully that will be, well, not a huge savings, but a savings nonetheless. Now, get out of that. How are we doing? We've got 3 out of our 10 ore delivered, because this guy, the T3, is bringing coal over here too, because it just keeps ticking some money along. We've already fulfilled the coal requirement, but we may as well keep selling them coal. There's no reason to stop selling them things. And then our other one, the T4, you've just got a very simple route of mail and passengers, as I recall. Yeah, you're taking mail and passengers back and forth from Bowling Green to Louisville. No problem. You guys just keep doing that. Just keep the money ticking along here, please. So just for argument's sake, I wanted to lay out the track between Louisville and Cincinnati. It's not even that bad. It's 29K to do that. I'm kind of feeling we just made some money right now. I'm going to lay out the track I may as well buy it while I can afford it. Now, oh, there is a bridge there. Okay, it just hadn't spawned in yet. Fantastic. Mission objective has failed. Yes. The mission objective was be efficient. Well, obviously we haven't tuned into the wee hours before. Efficiency is not what we do here. We just do bumbling through. Ain't no one tuning into the wee hours for competent gameplay. But we've got a track to Louisville to Cincinnati now. What? What is your problem? The T3 is broken down again. Where? Over here. Okay. Was it coming or going? Can I tell? It was going. All right. It was going into who's he what's at Winchester here. All right. So might want a repair shop up here after all. Who do I have that mail train coming in anytime soon? Yeah, the mail train just made some money. Super. Well, I know it's going to be, what, $6,000 to get a repair shop in here? Let's upgrade this place and then put in a repair shop. Thank you. Good deal. Now, are we researching anything? I think I kind of ixnayed researching because it was starting to cost a lot of money, and I don't actually feel that we need it. But is there anything in research that would benefit me? Yeah, there is actually. Aging. Locomotive conditions worsen with time. Higher lifetime means longer service and fewer breakages. That's exactly what I need. It's not even that expensive to research. It's $11.20 to research it. So go ahead and do that. And let's put 5 researchers on that. 5 out of our 10 researchers. So go ahead and do that. And after we unlock that, we could actually work on Aging Mark II, I guess, which will get, plus 500 days. That's really good. You know what? Plow through this, guys. Put all of our researchers on there. There we go. That'll get that done in less than a month, or a month if we happen to be in February. Nope, we've gone past February. Right on. So the T3 is plugging along. Repair shop up there should help. So it's going to get repaired, theoretically, every point on its route. And this is our moneymaker right now anyway. The mail train is fine. It's just kind of keeping the wolves from the door, but it's not making a ton of money. While I'm looking at, oh, the T3 is broken down. Of course it has. Right, the research for aging has been completed. Let's see what else we could do. We could get Aging Volume 2.0, and it's still not actually that expensive. May as well get that going. Yeah, put everybody onto that, please. What now? Louisville doesn't need coal, and the T4 is broken down. All right, don't even bother to tell me about the breakdowns game. It happens every 30 seconds. But Louisville no longer needs coal. Okay, I wasn't bringing coal, so it's totally fine. I was not bringing coal to Louisville. I was bringing mail and human beings, game. If they happen to have coal with them, I can't help that. Even with the repair shops, these things seem to break down a lot. I think we need to look at just flat out better train. We can research the John Bull, which is a, demonstrably better train than what we're working with right now. Oh, it's a lot of money to research it, though. It's $7,400 to research that. The other thing I'm seeing, sort of a minor hitch in my plan, which does lead to better trains, is although it costs us less to build all this track, it's a very roundabout route to get to Cincinnati. It is certainly not as the crow flies from Barnstable Town, which is where the steel will be coming from. Just for giggles. I'm not going to demo or lay any track or anything, but just for argument's sake, how much? Oh, wow, yeah, that's going to be way, way more money. That was like $87,000, $90,000 to lay tracks that way. What if I went directly from, say, Lexington? Okay, Lexington would be about $30,000. All right, fine, cancel that. How about from Lexington over to, wait, do they even have a station here? Where is your station? Where is your railroad? Not sure I can do much with them until I actually put a track down here and created a rail line, because there's no rail yard at this point. Oh, the T3 is broken down yet again. I am asking a lot of it. It's not wrong. It is basically my number one train that's going back and forth here. Maybe I should put a third train on to start running the steel. Is that the worst idea I've ever had? It's going to hit a bunch of repair shops as I go. Louisville, come here. Did I put a repair shop with you? I didn't, but I think I will. Yeah, I'm pretty okay with that. Okay, a little bit of a hit on the old money there, but now we've got a repair shop, I think, everywhere. Every station that we're using, because we're not using Lakeville anymore, every station that we're using has a repair shop. That's got to help. And we should probably start running stuff to Cincinnati sooner rather than later, because we are paying maintenance over there. We're paying rent on that station effectively because we've linked it up to our rail line. So it's not a lot. It's like $300, but still $300 is $300, and we're not doing anything. We're just kind of hanging out over there, looking at our rail yard, going, "Yeah, someday there's going to be steel coming through here." I think I just get a steel train going and get this party started. I notice we don't seem to be getting the iron ore over here as much as I want. You clearly have it. You have iron ore. But we're still stuck at 4 steel over here. Okay, aging 2 has been completed. Good, just hang out, research guys. I'll come back to you in a sec. I think, okay, if I did a train that started actually in Winchester and brought ore to Barnstable Town and then took steel from Barnstable over to Cincinnati, I think that would be, it's going to be a long route, but it will at least get things started on finally completing hot steel to Cincinnati. I mean, we could have walked the steel over here at this point. Oh, the T3 is broken down. Nobody is surprised by that. Yeah, I'm going to commit to this. Let's get a new, well, wait a minute. Hold the phone. Don't buy that, actually. How long would it take me to research the John Bull if I put all of my scientists on it? Engineers? Probably engineers. I think engineers do mechanical things. 65 days. Okay. That's, well, they're 64 now. They're already working on it. You know what? Go with it, guys. Go with it. And while you're in those 60 days, in those 2 months, I'll just tick some money along. And when they research that, then we can get that train going and start the steel run. Winchester will get some ore, we'll bring it to Barnstable Town, where they can make even more steel, and then we'll swing it all the way over to Cincinnati, and then they'll come back empty, because, well, actually, will they come back empty? Hold that thought. What do you supply? You supply people and mail. I could swing some of that through Louisville on the way back, at least kind of pay for our way. Okay, something to think about there. It's going to be a mildly complicated route. Well, for me anyway. I don't deal well with these things. But Winchester ore to Barnstable, steel to Cincinnati, mail and ore people back to Louisville, and then rinse and repeat. Right. Okay, I've got somewhat of a plan. Even with all of the repair shops and the aging research, these things are breaking down like every few feet. They're just limping along their paths right now. But we are almost done with researching the next train, the John Bull. We're at 82% and ticking up nicely. So we'll let that go along. These guys are just, I'd be shocked if the T4 made it all the way to Louisville without breaking down at least once. And the T3 is just a wreck at this point. It can barely stumble through a few feet before it breaks down. Even with all that research and all of the repair shops that we've got, it's just not a good train. At the end of the day, it's just not a very good train. Although, I could afford another one and start the T3 route all over again, but I kind of feel, I suspect the John Bull is going to be pricey, so let's see what that is before we commit to another best friend. Okay, we finished researching the John Bull. Excellent. How much is that? That is $23,000. Okay, that's not an inconceivable amount. That's not bad. We can manage one of them. I am going to buy one, and I'm going to start setting up the steel route. Let's get this going. Okay, here's what I've got so far, and there's a little bit of a mystery attached to this. So, starting in Winchester with the John Bull, it's going to load up 2 things of ore. It's a better train. It can actually handle 1 more load of ore and still move at a decent clip, 28 out of 32 miles per hour. So it'll get over there eventually. I just started the route, but it's going to bring some ore over to Barnstable Town, where it's going to unload the ore. It's going to pick up some steel. Now, here's where the mystery starts. and theoretically go over to Cincinnati. The problem is Cincinnati doesn't actually demand steel. Now, I'm going to hit apply on this just so I can get everything going. We've got the warehouse that we're supposed to be delivering the steel to. This is the entire point of the quest. This is why we've been doing all of this. We've got the steel over here. I'm hoping they're just going to kind of figure it out, because there is no ability for me to tell them in Cincinnati to unload steel. It doesn't exist. We've got meat, lumber, humans, and mail. That's the only thing I am allowed to unload. So I'm kind of hoping they'll figure it out when they get the steel over there and how to get it into the warehouse. I kind of went through and... show me that route again, please. Yeah, give me the route on that. I went through kind of all of the little UI that I don't normally look at, and there doesn't seem to be anything that says unload it at the dude's warehouse. I'm hoping it's all going to work out. We'll see, won't we? There's the T5 right there, heading over to Winchester, and then it's going to do all this other stuff. Now, while it's in Cincinnati, it's going to pick up some humans and bring them back to Louisville, because we may as well make some money while we're doing all of this. So we'll kind of see how all of this goes. And as this is plugging along, I kind of wonder if the issue is that we haven't actually delivered all the iron ore. That these quests update, so I'm kind of wondering if we haven't delivered the iron ore, if we're not going to get the box ticked off up here, and then it'll switch to, now deliver steel to Cincinnati, you moron, you've made enough steel. Well, if so, then we're going to have to readjust this route, because I'm just basically wasting time going all the way over to Cincinnati, although we are going to pick up some mail, or people over there, rather, and bring them back to Louisville. It might just kind of keep the wolves from the door. That's a lot of train time, though. That T5 is going to get unreliable very, very quickly going this kind of distance. I should probably just adjust the route to go... Oh, we made some money there. Nice one. Nice one. Just to go back and forth between Winchester and Barnstable Town. Well, at this point, by the time it gets back, it's going to tick off that box anyway. Because one way or another, this guy will get the 9th thing of ore over there, and then it'll get the rest of it over there. So it's kind of irrelevant right now. It doesn't really matter. The T3 is broken down. Nobody is surprised by that. What could we be doing in research, maybe? Could we get this... how about reliability? There we go. We like the sound of reliability. Let's get 5 people working on reliability. And maybe... Oh, pulling mass is very expensive. Very, very expensive, in fact. How about, well, fuel consumption? That's good. You know what? Just blaze through this, guys, and then I'll figure the rest out later. Well, the T5, the John Bull, is actually going to beat the T3 here, even though the T3 is here, because it broke down in the station. It broke down while it was sitting there. Okay, that should be... Why did you not pick up 2 iron ores? What? Maybe they didn't have 2 iron ores. That's entire. Well, it says you've got them all. I'm not sure why you didn't pick up 2 iron ores, and now you're going all the way to Cincinnati again, and the T3 is broken down one more time. I think the T3 is kind of on its way out. Yeah, it actually has 0%. It's a 0% train. It can barely function at this point. I think we may need to do some readjustments here. Slow it down for a second, game. Now that we've got all the coal there, I mean, we don't need more coal per se. And indeed, that's kind of what I thought was going to happen. We had to tick off this little box up here before we could deliver the steel to Cincinnati. Okay, fair enough, I guess. So yes, that route should basically be complete at this point. You guys should be getting steel at some point. The T5, you are off to Cincinnati, where you are going to now you can unload steel. All right, I don't know if you actually have any. You may or may not have picked that up, but now you can unload steel. All right, so we just had to tick off a little quest box. No big deal. The T3 is broken down. You know what? T3, hang on. Slow it down here. T3, we're just going to change your whole lineup here. So I am going to pause it a sec, game. Pause it a sec, because I want you while you're in that station. So you're not going to do any of this anymore. You're going to ixnay... Well, actually, you could still do that. You could still do that. Okay, you know what? Let's just keep this nice and simple. Actually, you're not doing any of that. All right, hang on. T3, I need to change every little thing about you. Alright, there we go, T3, you unreliable piece of junk. In Barnstable Town, Barnstable Town, you're going to pick up steel. You're going to bring the steel over to Cincinnati. You're going to pick up some mail while you're in Cincinnati, because you may as well be serving a purpose. And then you're going to dump that mail in Louisville, rinse and repeat. So between the two trains, we should be able to do this, well, fairly quickly. Under a year? How about under a year? That would be nice. So we'll see how that goes. Let's speed it up just a little bit. Where's the T5? Okay. T5 is coming along that way, and the T4 is just sort of doing its thing. I hope it's okay. I haven't really checked in on it in a little while. Yeah, apply that, and then go do that. Right, and get rid of that, and get rid of that. Now, kind of just need to let everything tick along. Oh dear. Hurry up, he says. We just started making steel, dude. Why does it take so long? I'll give you 1,000 days. If you can't wrap up your work by then, I'll have to go and find employment somewhere else. Right. Okay, well, you're a little bit snarky. You know, you could help. You could help. We could have walked the steel over here much, much faster than these trains. But alright, well, we've got 1,000 days. That's actually quite a great deal of time. I'm sure we'll be able to complete that, even with these trains breaking down. But, that being said, considering that we've got 29K kicking around, how much is the John Bull again? 23. You know what? Give me another best friend. That sounds weird in my head, but give me another best friend. Hang on. You want it done quick, Sparky? Alright, I'm going to make that happen for you. You are going to start in Barnstable Town, where you are going to pick up some steel. Yeah, there we go. That's all you're going to be able to haul is one thing of steel. And then you are going to take that to Cincinnati, because this guy is really, really fussy, apparently. So go ahead and drop some steel off in Cincinnati. While you're in Cincinnati, you may as well be doing something useful. Grab some mail. How much mail can you take? 2 things of mail. And bring that to, I don't know, Louisville still demands mail, right? Yeah, they do. Okay, so bring that to Louisville and drop the mail off, unload mail, rinse and repeat. Off you go, Sparky. Ah, okay. Was I supposed to be telling them to repair the train? I thought that was sort of an automatic thing if you had a repair station. Don't know why I thought that. It just seemed very game logic. If you had a repair station, it would get a repair, but I can actually tick and untick this. And now, well, that's sort of got a endless loop thing on it. Were you guys not repairing the train? I didn't realize I had to actually instruct you to do your job. Right, alright, well, Barnstable Town would be the most logical place, because everything is flowing through Barnstable Town at this point. So, I guess endlessly loop repairs at Barnstable Town? Does that make a degree of sense? Maybe I should do that in New Orleans, too. A lot of stuff is going through New Orleans. Actually, Louisville. Yeah, Louisville seems like a better solution. Let's have them permanently repairing in Louisville, and I think Barnstable Town. Yeah, those two. That's where we're going to do our repairs. I had no idea that I had to tell them to repair things. I kind of thought if I put up a repair shop, they'd just go ahead and start repairing things. But no. Alright, well that would explain a heck of a lot of our breakdown issues, like the T5, which is broken down here. Okay, well, there's a little stumbling block. I probably could have banged this out in 2 episodes, but here we are. Here we are. Things are progressing along. Have we, in fact, delivered any steel? Yes, we have. Okay, we've delivered 1 steel to Cincinnati. We still have another 863 days to do it. The T3 is down. What kind of money have I got kicking around? Not as much as I would like. I'd kind of like to put a repair shop in Cincinnati as well. But that's going to stretch our funds just a little bit. Let me wait until a couple of these trains roll in. Roll in, stumble in T4, stumble in, and if we've got a little bit more money, I will go ahead and put a repair shop down in Cincinnati and apparently tell them to repair the train. They were just sitting around the repair shop going, oh yeah, wow, that train's really beat up. You should totally get somebody to repair that. Oh, us? Oh, no. We haven't been told to do that yet. No, we're just going to look at your train as it limps out of the station. No. Nobody's told us to do our jobs. I'll just get some more coffee on going here. And I'm going to set some similar parameters up for the T5 as well, because that's an important train. That's got 2 loads of steel, so let's make sure that's doing its job. Why don't you also get repaired in Barnstable Town if you need it? And we just had a little money tick in, so I may as well get the repair shop up and running in Cincinnati. Let's get the repair shop, thank you, and let's tell the trains to actually get repaired while we're there. Cincinnati, there you are. Okay, repair in Cincinnati. Thank you very much. Now the T5 is bringing steel. Who is the other train? Is that the T6? Yes, the T6 is also taking steel from Barnstable Town to Cincinnati. All right, T4. No, the T3 has broken down. Everything is falling apart. Right, in Cincinnati, get repaired. Get repaired. And how about in, well, Louisville? Let's just do both ends of the track here. So Barnstable Town, you can get repaired, and Cincinnati, you can get repaired. Hopefully you'll make it between those 2 points. Hope springs eternal. Now, I noticed the T5 just pulled into Cincinnati, but we did not get a steel delivered. Is there a reason for that, T5? Because that's literally your job. You're supposed to load steel in Barnstable Town, of which they have some. They have 7. You could totally get some, but I noticed you went all the way over there, and you didn't deliver anything. Why is that? Why is that? T6, what are you doing for a living right now? You have steel, apparently. Yep, it was 7, now it's 6. Okay, so the T6 is doing its job. Why is the T5 not doing its job? Because you're actually the one that's hauling more steel, right? You're up for 2 loads of steel. A little confusing. Let me see if I can sort this out and figure out why the T5 is not doing what I've told it to do. Because I didn't tell it to actually unload in Cincinnati. Okay, because I set that train up before we actually had the quest to do it. So it had it just wasn't unloading any of it. Alright, that should rectify that. We still only have the 1 steel in Cincinnati, and we had 1,000 days. We've lost a bunch of them. I think I've got to trim the fat here. How much money do I have? Oh, not as much as I might like. Kind of thinking about just putting another train on. You know what? Let's just, how much money do I need? That's the question. Not as much as I might think if we can just get, now 3 loads of steel to Cincinnati. Another one just pulled in. Let's see how fast these guys can go, because we're kind of running out of time. The guy gave us 1,000 days, and we're not really meeting that. Oh god, everything is still breaking down. I don't know how much more I can repair, you people. You're not set up to repair at all. Repair everywhere. Everywhere do repairs. I'm sure this is chewing up time, but it might save time in the long run. T3, you are also not being repaired. Why don't you get repaired in Cincinnati and Barnstable Town? That seems eminently sensible. Oh, goodness. The T3 made it about 40 feet before it broke down again. Why don't you also get repaired in Barnstable Town? Otherwise, you're never going to make it anywhere else. So go ahead and do that. So now when you pull in, you should be getting a good old repair job, right? Right? You're going to get repaired? Because I've told you to actually do it this time? Okay. Hopefully that's why you're just sitting there. You're getting repaired. That is my goal. Wow, lots of trains racing along here. Still only 2 loads of steel to Cincinnati, and only about 1.5 years to finish this. Whew. Okay, can we just get a team of people to just chain the steel over there? And things are breaking down. Of course they are. Alright, T3's got a load of steel going to Cincinnati. That is number 3. T5 will pick up some more ore, drop it off in Barnstable Town, and then theoretically grab some steel. That should be number 4 or 5. I don't remember which one you are. Oh, I think I can, yeah, the steel is so heavy I can only move 1 no matter what train it is. Everything has broken down here, and the T6 is stalled because it can't get past the T3. That makes a degree of sense. What if we, first of all, just slowed it down a little bit? What if we did kind of a spin-off route, and then sort of here, and then, ooh, how much is this all going to cost me? More than I have. Never mind. I was going to do an extra rail. Go away. Extra rail, sort of wrap around this, and that way trains can get past each other. Yeah, this is what we're running into now. The T4 is broken down, which means the T3 and the T6 cannot move. I kind of need to lay another track down here. Otherwise, how are we doing? We don't really have an excessive amount of time here, guys. If the T4 could sort of nuzzle its way along, limp home. Are you getting repaired? No, you're not getting repaired anyway. Fine. Get repaired in Louisville, please. I don't really have the money to do this, but I'm going to lay out a side track here. Railroad is occupied by train. Okay. Well, when it's not, can I please lay that track down? I'm just wondering if this might just slightly help things. Okay, apparently somebody's tied up somewhere doing something. Can we see what the issue is here? Is it the T3? Is that the problem, and that's stalling literally every other train that's coming along here? Okay, when the T3 moves along, hopefully I can lay this track down, and that just might help things along. Help people going from the steel mill over to Cincinnati. That would be the ideal, and I've also kind of lost a bit of money doing that and waiting for all of that. So, okay, T3, are you in fact delivering steel? You know what, cancel this for right now. That's fine, cancel all of that for right now. We'll just see what happens here. Well, this is a completely terrible idea, but I'm just going to buy another train. Because I know it's just going to tie up the tracks more. I know. But with the breakdowns and the time running out, I've kind of just got to get this done. This is just going to be one route. You're going to go from Barnstable. You're going to load up some steel. You are going to go to Cincinnati. You are going to unload some steel. It is going to be just that simple. Apply it. Get out the door. Go. Yeah, except the steel costs $11,000 a load, so that kind of put us into temporarily negative-ish kind of numbers, in a way, sort of. It's all fine, we've got that overdraft protection. I was kind of hoping we wouldn't come to that, but okay, we made a little bit of money on mail there in Louisville. That'll keep us going for a little bit. That'll keep the wolves from the door. Why are you guys not delivering steel? I'm a little confused by that. Are you not picking up steel? It's right there. Pick up some steel. They have it. They have 4 of them, in fact. And you're not getting it. I'm not sure. Okay, a little bit more money from mail. Good. That'll keep the wolves from the door. I'm not sure why you're not getting mail. I mean, not mail, steel. Steel is the important part of this entire equation, and I'm not sure why you're not picking it up. That is entirely your job. Okay, T6. Everything's riding on you, sir. Are you going to get steel? Yes, you definitely got steel. There was 11,000 right there, and we're bankrupt again. We still only got 3 out of 5, but there's another one on its way somewhere in this hot mess of trains that I've got going on here. Kind of wish I had laid down that alternate track now. That would have been probably a better way to accomplish all of this, and I probably should have done that early. In retrospect, I probably just should have laid down an as the crow flies track from Barnstable Town to Cincinnati. Yeah, literally every train is broken down now. Every single train is just hobbling along here. Right, 4 out of 5 in Cincinnati. T7, everything is relying on you at this point because we're actually running out of time. We have less than a year to do this. Oh, this is a little frantic at the end here. Come on, T7, please tell me you have steel. Please, God, tell me you picked up steel where I told you to pick up steel. Yes? No? Yes! Oh, thank goodness. Success! Success. Okay, we actually have $0 at the end of that mission. $0 at the end of that mission. that was probably done in the least efficient manner humanly possible. I'm sure people are just smacking their heads against the keyboards going, oh my god, you could have done that in about a day and a half if you'd just done X, Y, and Z. But, as we say, ain't no one tuning into the wee hours for competent gameplay. I'm just happy with the word success. If I had to make a hot mess of it, then so be it. That's kind of how I play games in general. But there is hot steel to Cincinnati with Railroad Corporation. I think we will call it a day on Railroad Corporation. I think we've had a good long look at the game, and as always, there's a ton of games out there that I want to play, and I want to move on to the next one, and the next one, and the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed Railroad Corporation. If you did, do please let me know in the comments if you'd like me to come back to this at some point or re-examine it, or we'll see if there's updates or anything along those lines. But a fun little planner. Although, pro tip here, tell the repair shop to actually repair things. Don't be like me. Anyway, there is Railroad Corporation on the wee hours. Thank you guys so much for watching it. And hey, if you enjoyed the video, do please leave a like down below. It does cheer me up no end when people do that. And if you're new to the channel, maybe just checking it out for the first time, feel free to hit that subscribe button. See more of this ridiculous nonsense. Until then, I'm Dave. Thank you, as always, for joining me in the wee hours, and we'll see you next time. So just so we're all clear on the victory conditions here, I am last in everything. I am last in absolutely everything. 6th place, 6th place, 6th place, and 6th place.